What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick, and let's talk about some more news. Just a couple of days ago, some absolutely massive news on the fashion frontier dropped, and that is that the creative director of Blanc and Declare is going to be having a, stepping out of the fashion realm and going into music by releasing her solo album. Well, the thing is, though, that if you just looked at it like that, then it's like, wow, that's crazy. It's innovative. Nobody's ever done that before. Maybe. I don't know. Don't really follow fashion that much, or at all. But the thing is, though, that the director or whatever the title is Jessica Jung, formerly from SM Entertainment and Girls' Generation. So, not really a surprise. It was one thing that everybody talked about when she left the group and the company. Is like, well, when is she gonna go solo with a music career? The entire intention really when she left was, at least from my perspective and point of view and opinion on the whole thing, was, she wanted to do fashion. She wanted to not be, held back and constrained by what SM Entertainment was forcing her to do as a member of Girls' Generation. She did not want to be, put in that sort of box and limited in a way that being a member of that group was limiting her. She wanted to do her own thing, and so she did. And her departure from the group would have been nice and pleasant if it hadn't turned ugly before they reached the point. So she's releasing her first solo album, which is really exciting for me because, I'm just interested in the way this goes because, for me, like I said, the reason why she left is a fantastic reason to want to leave, a group. She took control of her life and, her destiny, and she decided that instead of having the creative team at SM Entertainment direct where she goes, she's going to take the wheel and she's going to drive and she's going to point herself and take whichever turns that come up on her road for her life. And I really appreciate that. I really like that. So she's done that. She's focused on her developing her fashion brand, which has grown like just massively since she's left the company. And now she's like in the position where she wants to release some music because people are saying when the whole thing went down with SM that she definitely was committed to music and Girls' Generation, and I have no doubt that she is definitely committed to music, but she wanted to do music more in her own way than the way that Girls' Generation was, that she had to do it as a part of that group. So, of course, the musician and the singer never dies, apparently, and she wants to release a solo album, which she is doing. Officially unofficial because it was posted on the website that kind of announced this whole promotion thing that we're talking about that's happening in conjunction. We'll get into details about that because that's kind of what this is all about, but it's officially unofficial or officially unofficial, something like that, happening in March because it said early March and then apparently was edited out of the webpage. So I don't know. And I haven't done any more research to see if anything's been updated since I, wrote out my outline for what I'm going to say for this episode. So, so that's really interesting. Here's the thing, is that the early promotion for this solo album is being held in conjunction with the opening of the first ever pop-up store that her, brand is having in Seoul, happening at the Incheon airport. And that's, that is, cool in and of itself for her fashion brand and her company in general, right? That's, a pretty big thing. And so as a result of that, they are, as a way to jointly promote this thing, her pop-up store and her solo album, they're like, hey, you know what, if you come to our pop-up, which you can only, buy things from if you're departing Korea, or if you're on a departing flight, if you spend $250 at the pop-up store on whatever merchandise that they're selling there, then you get, or you have the opportunity to get at some point, I don't know, because the thing is like, you have the opportunity, or you can do it, you can get a signed out copy of the album. If I could talk, that'd be fantastic. You will get a signed solo copy of her solo album, but as long as supplies last. So, you might not. And on top of that, for, international fans and people who are not happening to leave Korea on the time that this pop-up has opened, if you spend $350 on the online store to buy cosmetics and stuff, and you send proof and whatever, do jump through whatever hoops they want you to, then you also have the opportunity to get this signed album. And that's cool, but at the same time, that is crazy. So there's two things about this that I have. One is, as far as the business aspect of this is like, duh, as you're running the business, of course you would do something like this. $250, $350, that's a lot of effing money. That's like half of a paycheck for a lot of people in the United States. And that is a just massive amount of money to just spend on cosmetics, and people probably wouldn't spend that much in a normal shopping spree. It's just my thought. And so this is a fantastic way to just drive some massive amount of sales through your company in a short period of time, because that even though this is a just ridiculous amount of money, that people are going to buy it. People are going to pay it just purely so that they can get the album, not because they give a damn about the product that they're spending the money on. They just want the album. And that's crazy. Number two is, it's clear that Jessica knows what she's worth, what her name is worth. Because if she didn't think that her name was worth $250 of product from her business, it probably wouldn't be a thing. And I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy to me because, on one hand, I'm like, God, it hurts me whenever thinking about that, right? When I see that this, from last year, Nine Muses, special album that they released during the summer is like $30. I'm like, ow, my wallet, that hurts. $30, it's a lot for an album, but like $250 for a signed copy is crazy. And it's not even one that you get to meet her and then she signs it in front of you. It's like every other K-pop album that you buy signed, where they sign them all at one time. They just sit down and power through it, and then they mail them to you, right? There isn't really like that whole personal connection to it. So it's like you would normally get this for like $25, $30 maybe, if you just bought it normally. If it were like a normal K-pop release, but because it is Jessica and the whole business vision and knowing what she is worth to a lot of people, she's like, yeah, you know what, $250 minimum sounds okay. And I just think that is fantastic. That's a lot of money. I would never spend that for any signed album. I don't care who it is. In fact, I've just decided that I'm not buying signed albums ever again. Just because extra money I don't think is really worth it, because you don't get like that whole connection that you normally get with getting things autographed, so if I was going to get a signed album, I'd much rather go to like a concert, fan meeting or something like that, and have them sign an album that I own from my collection back there. But that's just my personal opinion. But $250, I would have to pay $350 if I wanted this, which is a good thing I'm not even thinking about it, because if I did, I might buy it. Who knows? Never ever would I do that. But that's just, it's a crazy amount of money. It's a crazy amount of money. On one hand, I think that this is insane. Why would you do this? On the other hand, I'm like, she's smart. She knows what she's doing. She's gonna get a massive amount of money out of this. And all the people who are buying it, I'm just like, what are you doing? Why? Is it really that important to you? But, apparently it is. And I just don't understand, because, I'm not like the ultimate fanboy. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Would you spend that much money to get a signed copy of this album, or any album from any K-pop idol, especially your favorite? Let me know down in the comments below. Other sorts of thoughts and stuff, any sort of other news stuff that you want to hear my opinion and stuff on, let me know. That's why the comments are there. Also, follow me on social media. I've got a Twitter and Instagram that you can follow me on. You can like my Facebook page. I've got links to those accounts and more, so check those out. I would really appreciate that. So that is going to be it for this video. As always, I'm going to thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. I absolutely love it. And to take that away, I'd be so mad. I would be pissed. I am irritated as it is now, just because of the way that the company has treated the fans over this, over something that I think is just dumb. Unless of course it is